The Prophet ﷺ said, "Unsur akhaka zaliman aw madluman." Make your brother victorious, whether he's oppressed or he's the oppressor. Whether he's the oppressor or he's the one being oppressed. How do you make him victorious? Well, we know how to make him victorious when he's oppressed. But how do you make him victorious when he's the oppressor? Stop him from doing the wrong. The essence of ukhuwah in Islam is to encourage each other to do righteous deeds. Also, when we look at ukhuwah, we don't look at it as give me, give me, give me, give me. No, we look at it as this person has preference over me even if I feel like I'm in need. Like in the story of the Sahaba who were in the battlefield and they were dying of thirst. The first one went to the first one and he said, "Go to the other one. He sounds like he needs it more than me." And he goes to the second one. He goes to go to the other one. He sounds like he needs it more than me. And then he gets to the third one. He gives him water. And he goes to the second one and he finds that he died. He goes to the first one. He found that he died. Right? They gave over themselves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about this in the Quran with the Ansar and the Muhajirin. Where the Ansar, the Muhajirin, they came with the Muhajirin came with and lived with the Ansar for years. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described them. وَالَّذِينَ جَاءُوا مِن بَعْدِ وَالَّذِينَ جَاءُوا مِن قَبْلِهِمْ يُحِبُّونَ مَنْ هَاجَرَ إِلَيْهِمْ. They love the people who make hijrah to him. You know, if somebody stayed in my house for like 2-3 years, you know us in America. Man, when is he gonna get a house? Like, for real? Are you serious? They didn't want them to leave. They had to leave. They're like, no, well, we got a place over here to stay. Aw, man, why? You don't want to just stay here and just keep your house over there for let somebody pay rent and just stay with us? No. With us today, it's like, oh man, Ya Allah, your 3 days was up like 10 years ago. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَالَّذِينَ جَاءُوا مِن قَبْلِهِمْ يُحِبُّونَ مَنْ هَاجَرَ إِلَيْهِمْ وَلَا يَجِدُونَ فِي صُدُورِهِمْ حَاجَةً مِمَّا أُوتُوا وَيُؤْثِرُونَ عَلَى أَنفُسِهِمْ وَلَوْ كَانَ بِهِمْ خَصَاصَةٌ. They don't find any kind of hard feelings in whatever it is that they give towards the people who the Muhajirin who were staying with them. They didn't feel like I'm giving to this guy and he's just eating my food and sleeping on my mat, and man, I want to I want to do something. I need to use this space for my elephant. They didn't think that way. They knew that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was rewarding them, and so they wanted to reap the reward. Versus us nowadays, when someone comes and stays over our house for just a couple of days, it's like, subhanallah. We'll start to make up stuff. My family's coming over tomorrow, and they'll probably stay for like 3 years. So we were wondering if you could just leave. But they didn't have any kind of feelings. So this is how we should be. As the Prophet ﷺ said, يَدُ الْعُلْيَا خَيْرٌ مِنَ الْيَدِ السُّفْلَى. The upper hand is better than the hand that gives is better than the hand that receives. So we want to be the hand that gives and gives and gives, because we want to be the people who don't have any hard feelings in our heart for what we give. And then the Prophet ﷺ, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives another description. وَيُؤْثِرُونَ عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ وَلَوْ كَانَ بِهِمْ خَصَاصَةٌ. They give preference of their brothers over themselves, even if they feel that they need it. And subhanAllah, look for example at Fatima radiallahu anha, when she died. There's a possibility that she was very sick. We don't know. Fatima radiallahu anha didn't complain. She didn't complain. She just dressed up and went to lay down and said and told her husband, "I'm going to meet my dad." There was a possibility that she was extremely sick, and no one knew about it. So, a lot of the the righteous people. And there was a scholar who he had a neighbor, and the bad water from the feces and stuff, the neighbor didn't know was going into his house. Whenever they used the bathroom, that would go into the scholar's house, and he would clean it up and he would put it outside, and he would, just not telling anybody. And right before he died, you know what he told him? He said, "Let me talk to you." He said, your house puts bad water into my house, and the only reason I'm telling you is because I don't want the people to come after me to cause you harm. Otherwise, you would have never known about this. So all he wanted was to give and give and give. And that's the stance that we should take with Muslim Brotherhood. We should have the stance that we want to give and give and give and give. And when we take this stance, inshallah ta'ala, as the Prophet ﷺ said, Sayyidun Nas Khadimuhum. The one who's in charge of the people, the most honorable, the best of the people, is the one who truly serves the people. Also, when it comes to brotherhood, we want to make sure that we encourage and be very creative on how we race in terms of doing good. Like, for example, Umar and Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. Abu Bakr was never really racing, but Umar always wanted to compete with Abu Bakr. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَفِي ذَلِكَ فَلْيَتَنَافَسِ الْمُتَنَافِسُونَ. Let the people compete in good. Let them compete. Let them compete. Why not? This, inshaAllah ta'ala, will be of benefit. And bi-idhnillah ta'ala, we will conclude for today, so we can start preparing for the Subhanakallah wa hamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.